What is up, guys? I just want to thank you guys for joining me again. I appreciate you guys taking the time out to watch my videos. If you like the content, always remember to subscribe, like, and comment. I try to get back to everybody as fast as possible. I love the feedback, and as you can see, I finally got my mic. I'm working out the kinks a little bit, little by little. I'll get better lighting and just growing and growing. It's baby steps, and I appreciate all you guys for so far subscribing and everybody that has commented and given me the feedback. So I wanted to talk about one thing, really, about Tulsi Gabbard. I saw she just tweeted out a video, and it was basically addressing the Mueller investigation, how she wants to move forward from there. So we're going to check it out real quick, and then we're going to talk about it.
Reported Mueller being allowed to complete his investigation into the allegations that President Trump had colluded with Russia to influence the outcome of the 2016 elections. Now, I'm glad that Mueller was able to do so and has submitted his findings. The American people need to be allowed to see Mueller's report. But now that Mueller has reported that his investigation revealed no such collusion, we all need to put aside our partisan interests and recognize that finding that the President of the United States did not conspire with Russia to interfere with our elections is a good thing for our country. Because if the President had been indicted for conspiring with Russia to interfere with and affect the outcome of our elections, it would have precipitated a terrible crisis that could have led to civil war. So we should all be relieved that President Trump was not found to have colluded with the Russians. Now we must move beyond this divisive issue and take action to protect the integrity of our elections, to protect the integrity of the 2020 elections by immediately passing my legislation, the Securing America's Elections Act, which would empower every single state to use voter-verified paper ballots that would make it impossible for Russia or any other country or rogue actor to come in and manipulate or change the results of our elections. It is essential that we put aside partisan interests and work together to unite our country, to deal with the serious challenges that we share. Things like rebuilding our country's crumbling infrastructure, ending regime change wars, protecting our environment, ensuring health care for all, bringing about comprehensive immigration reform, and so much more.
I tweeted out this video, and I was basically saying that this woman is incredible because the way she speaks, I mean, it's just so, I don't know what to say. I feel so like mesmerized when she speaks. It's just it's just funny to say that I was watching a video at least 2 or 3 times already so I can make this video and to know what I was going to say about it. But she hit on points that not everyone is saying. Not even Bernie Sanders has come out. Not that I've seen. I don't want to paint him in a bad light. But so far, I haven't even seen him come out and say something in regards to the Mueller report. But she's coming out and saying that, okay, I was right. Everybody that said that this was a conspiracy, let's just move forward and come together as a nation. And she's right, because this was just going to perpetuate more war with Russia and painting our president, even if you don't like him. It was painting our president in. They were putting him in the corner. You had MSNBC, Rachel Maddow, Chris Hayes, everybody on CNN, constant, hour to hour, minute by minute, second to second, talking about collusion. And a lot of people on the progressive side, like Howard Kalinske, Humanist Report, Tim Black, Jimmy Dore was a big one, was saying that this is bullshit. This was just something that the DNC cooked up because they lost a historic loss to Donald Trump. Remember, in election night, Nate Silver, he's usually pretty damn good, had her at like 98% winning that election. And then little by little, another state fell, another state fell, another state fell. So yeah, she was basically Tulsi is one of those politicians that scares the hell out of the establishment. Because I've said in my past videos, there's one thing that both Republicans and Democrats agree on, and that's war. Whether it's full-on war or proxy wars or regime change wars, they love war. You've already seen the politicians that vote for increasing military spending. It's not just Republicans voting on it. It's Democrats like Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker, people like that. So when we come down to it, Tulsi Gabbard is, flipping the establishment on its back as like a turtle. Like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And they're blacking her out. CNN is smear pieces. MSNBC smear pieces. Every article you read about this person, this candidate, it's always a smear job. And when they do give her some credit, they always try to put something in there like, whoa, remember about Assad? So it's just like full-on attack mode with the media, full-on attack mode with the establishment, because they go hand in hand. They're together in this. And for people to think that the media hates President Trump, that's bullshit too. They have made more money than any other time in media history. Rachel Maddow has been #1 for the last 2 years, talking about the same fucking thing. Collusion, collusion, collusion. And now I just saw a video of Jimmy Dore. It was so... he's just so funny. He's terrific. If you haven't seen it, it's basically Rachel Maddow. Her ratings have plummeted since the collusion was never happened. So she went from 1 to 6th place this past Monday, and he had a great video, but I suggested you check it out. But yeah, you have news outlets making tons and tons of cash, and I'm a firm believer right now that what's going on is that the establishment on the Democratic side wouldn't care if Donald Trump got elected again, because they rather lose to Donald Trump than have a progressive like a Bernie Sanders or a Tulsi Gabbard or even Elizabeth Warren, because Elizabeth Warren has had some controversies these past couple of months with the DNA and the Native American and things like that. So, but her policies are pretty sound. Her policies are pretty sound. I do love her policy on the wealth tax, the $50 million. You pay 2%. You pay one more percent if you are over $1 billion. I love those policies. I myself, I would call myself a progressive person, so I love those policies. So those are the top 3 that are the main threats for the establishment, because they want to implement policies that would help the American people the best. And Tulsi Gabbard is the X factor because of her foreign policy. Like I said again, there's one thing that both parties love, and that's war. War, war, war. You see what's going on with the media and the establishment working hand in hand with what's going on in Syria, what's going on in Libya in the past, what's going on in Venezuela right now. You had, I tweeted out, MSNBC had a snapshot of Guaido's wife in the White House and calling her the First Lady. Like, are we serious right now? Like, are you really pushing this fake news. Like, you're giving this person, no, I'm not knocking her. I'm just saying that they were calling her the first lady. But we're talking about a politician in Guaido that just named himself the president. And we're asking for the United States to go in there militarily. And we already see what's going on there. I did a video a couple of days ago about Russia sending in military planes with hundreds of military soldiers with 35 tons of equipment. We already see that the Russian government is backing Maduro. And then and Pompeo is saying that Russia can't be on the Western Hemisphere. Is this guy serious? We're everywhere, all over the world, and you're telling Russia they can't be on this side of the hemisphere? What about us? We're all over this world right now. We're bombing 8 different countries right now, unconstitutionally. Like, is our government serious right now? You're telling other countries, do as I say, but not do as I do? Like, come on, we need this administration has to get serious here. They're so right now. It's so dysfunctional that Betsy DeVos got called out for cutting the Special Olympics, and then President Trump got grilled on it, and he said, "No, I backed off. I overrid my people, and we're gonna fund Special Olympics." But why do we have to get there? Why are we even thinking about defunding Special Olympics? We should be talking about, instead of trying to get into Venezuela and try to take their oil, or bombing these 8 different countries, or sending billions of dollars to the country that doesn't like us, sending $38 billion to Israel when they could take care of themselves, doing hundreds of billions of dollar weapon deals with Saudi Arabia when they're freaking doing a genocide in Yemen. Like, come on. What's going on here? Like, I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent, but I have to talk about this because this is exactly that why we need somebody like Tulsi Gabbard. If she does not get the nomination, she has to be in whoever wins I'm hoping it's Bernie if it's not Tulsi. Bernie, please get Tulsi in your cabinet. If it's not the vice president, please have her as Secretary of State because she will be amazing. And vice versa. If Tulsi wins the presidency, Bernie has to be in that cabinet. But we need Tulsi Gabbard to be somewhere in there stopping our government from doing these regime change wars, bombing 8 different countries, doing drone strikes. Like, it's just on and on. It doesn't matter who's in power right now. Republican, Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter right now because both parties love war. They love spending tax dollars. They love spending trillions of dollars on war. But when we ask about health care, trying to take veterans off the street or homeless off the street, or getting clean water to Flint, or New Mexico, or Chicago, or the tons and tons of cities that doesn't have clean water. We are a superpower where we have children that are drinking poison water. I'm going to say that again. We are a superpower of this world, and we have children in this country drinking poison water. This is ridiculous. This is why we need, drastic change. I understand why people voted for Donald Trump. Everybody has their reasons. You thought he was going to be outside the box. He thought that he was going to knock over everything, a bull in a china shop. But his foreign policy, he has John Bolton, Pompeo. Pompeo's saying Bush stuff almost every day. John Bolton it has on pamphlets that he wants to send 5,000 troops into Colombia. Like, what needs to happen for the American people to wake up that we need somebody like a Tulsi Gabbard in office? We're spending trillions of dollars. Iraq just turned 16 years old. When everything is said and done, it's going to be $7 trillion. The estimates for Afghanistan is $1 to $2 trillion. You know what we could have done with those trillions of dollars? with education, healthcare. Veterans don't have to wait for the VA. Fixing our infrastructure that gets a rate of a D minus. But it's a blank check every time for war. But when you ask for helping our elderly, not having to cut pills in half because they can't afford it, but we send billions of dollars to countries like Pakistan and all these other places that can give two shits of what's going on here. I'm sorry for getting so upset, but it just pisses me off that our government is so backwards. We nation build everywhere else but here. And that's a fact. I don't care if you're on the right or the left. That is the facts. We nation build everywhere else but here. And our people need it. They're desperate. Donate to Tulsi Gabbard, please. Please. Tulsi Gabbard needs to be on the debate stage. There's a reason why she's getting blacked out. There's a reason why they're leaving her off polls so nobody sees who this person is. There's a reason. Because she will change the narrative. She will change our foreign policy. She will make us safer in the process. Our war on terror has not made us safer. Tulsi2020.com/donate. Please donate to her. We need to get her 65,000 individual donations. And if you like this video, please share it. The message needs to get out there that we need Tulsi, we need Bernie, we need some real change. We need to kick the DNC in their ass and say we're not going to take another 2016. We will flip the table over if that shit happens again. If you like this video, please subscribe and like and comment. What do you think about Tulsi Gabbard? And what do you think we really need to change in this country? Anyway, guys, peace.